live on West Nile Television. Oh, it is our guys, my name, and of course Susie Benson, all right here, and we will be discussing a lot of things that will be coming up right there. But of course, mostly we have local content that we shall be talking about. We have a lot that we shall also be giving you in there. But of course, in depth in one of the biggest that will be coming up right there. Internationally, you did also see yesterday Euro qualifiers, but of course, this weekend you'll also be seeing the English Premier League returned on card right there. Good afternoon, Susie.
Good afternoon, Owen, and good afternoon, viewer. We are once again back here every day, Monday to Saturdays, to of course give you what happens best within. There is the sporting fraternity, 2 to 3 whistle time.
Yeah, Benson, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Owen. Good afternoon, Susie, and the viewers who are following us right now. And the games I'm going to follow tonight is the game between Wales. Wales, they will be playing Turkey, and at the same time, Croatia will be tossing it out with the country. Croatia will be tossing it out with Armenia of Henrik Mkhitaryan. And in the same group, and for Wales to qualify, they will need to beat their opponents Turkey, and hopes that Croatia gets to be beaten by Armenia. Croatia, of course, they are the home side, and they have always been doing so well. That means Wales this time needs a miracle and the magic to proceed to the Euro of 2024. I think, to me, that is the biggest story and the games I will be following.
Yeah, a lot of things. You know, yesterday our story broke up between, of course, the biggest team probably in Western region, I should say right now, in the StarTimes Uganda Premier League. It makes them be, of course, one of the big teams, and that is the Western region, even if possible the Northern Uganda, and one of the teams that is, of course, representing in that is the country's first tier league, the StarTimes Uganda Premier League. Of course, I'm talking about Arua Hill Sports Club, the team that, of course, is without a win yet in this season, and they are looking forward to see that they get new names, or that is the card. Now, yesterday we did talk about them unveiling a new chief executive officer, and probably not a chief executive, but of course a club chairman by, of course, the former Busoga United. Of course, we did see also some papers saying he was once alleged of a few things here and there. But of course, all in all, that does not stop us from talking about the club. I'm talking about Arua Hill Sports Club, that, of course, is ready to see that the games will still be on their way. Just only 8 games, I think, so, and no win for them yet. So they're looking forward to see that this gets underway. So Arua Hill Sports Club is the team I'm talking about. But after that story, we also did see them have a report saying that, of course, some local paper reported that the club is for sale, or is on sale right now, to be bought in there for any club or any partner or any person who wants to buy. Now, what caught very many people's attention is about the 51% shareholder. I'm talking about the alleged, of course, or they claimed, that was claimed by Charles Livingston Mbabazi. We did see, if you look at this year's structure that was given out, you did see the team, of course, having only the names of DI as the sole owner of that is Arua Hill Sports Club. And this time round, Mbabazi comes up and says he has 51%, and Viegas, aka Telul, or you could call him Lematia Adams, is his real name, has 49%. So that means 2 people own that team. If you look at the structure last season, how the team was, I'll be giving you how the ranking is, but how authentic is this story? How true is this story? To you, Benson.
Yeah, the fact is, like you have mentioned, is it the real fact? That is what people will be in position to know. But we'll keep on following it, whether it's the reality, because this is a very big story in case the club is going to be up for sale. And this is something normal that has been happening all over the country. In Europe, it's happened. Locally here, it's happening. And also the reason is, and people will continue to ask themselves, more especially the fans of the club, they will continue to ask themselves, why are they actually putting the club up for sale? Is the angle, of course, people are looking forward. And selling the club, to me, it's not a surprising thing, it's not a shocking thing to me, but it's a normal thing. But what calls for people to sell up a club, of course, you will need to give the reasons to the fans, because a club, a football club, much as football clubs having their real owners, but we all know that football clubs are always to the fans, so they need to give the clear reasons as to why they want to put the club up for sale. But something normal, it's not a shocking thing to me, but the question is, who is going to be that person, who is going to be that entity this time coming to buy the club, is of course what is currently cooking in the minds of people.
Maybe that's one thing I want us to talk. How authentic is the story, and probably about the shares.
Literally, the shares to me are not they are not genuine, because one, the people that have been named to be having some of the shares within the club, these are people we are with every day, and that's why I have to agree with the both of you. How authentic is this very information? Whoever came up with it, I think it took West Nile by surprise. It took Arua City by surprise. Everyone is talking about this very story. And to me, I think us indulging ourselves into the discussion of this topic, we really needed to get the authenticity of the story faster, because now one thing is the club is up for sale, another thing is they are struggling in UPL, and who would want to associate themselves with a struggling club? And another thing is that they are mentioning only two names that are featured in there is having shares within the club. So to me, the whole thing is very confusing. We really needed to get to know that the story is very authentic before we can dig deeper into the discussion of the story.
Reports say that he claimed club ownership, and I would, of course, they're working on papers to see that the transfer is done. But how true is that, and how much did he pay maybe to the previous or to DI to get 51%? What about how much did Lematia Adams pay to DI to get the 49%? That's also another thing, because I don't think there's a way club is just divided into any shares for no reason. So you need to have at least some money. If because I remember when this club was bought into to be from that is Azizi Damani, by then of course I was still in the system, and I knew how much probably the club was bought. That is when we gave out 100% shares. Now that the club is there, I don't think there's anybody who has invested his money into a club will want to give it for free. That is another thing that has come in there you have not gotten, because the intention of this was an intention of getting something out of this club. So how much has Mbavas given? How much has Lematia given?
That is the point.
That is one big thing that maybe someone would be asking, because football is just not a matter of getting it there. Okay, if it's true, why is it that it's coming up right now? And why by the time when they were looking for ownership of the club, I remember Arua Hill failed to undergo registration or club licensing because there were no owners, and there were still issues. And how true has the club come? So we're waiting for the structures. Yeah, it's true. Because they said they were coming up with the structure, because they needed to come up with this is this and this is this. If you look at currently, you go to the database of Federation of Uganda Football Association about the ownership database, you would still see that this is under DI. Even if you go to URSB, you would see still it is under the development infrastructure. So that is where I'm trying to say.
Oh, and it's true, similar to your point. So many people, of course, they are going to ask the same question you have just been talking about. How much did they buy the club? That is the first question. Second is the procedure. How did they acquire the services of it? And at the same time, so this thing is actually confusing, and there are some strong fans of Arua Hill Sports Club. Of course, they are following the story keenly, and of course they will also need to present the evidence, the paperwork of how they actually acquired the ownership of this club. I think, like Isuzu said, like you have also said, how authentic is the information, how will it be in reality is actually what people are following. But normal, when a story breaks like this, that means something might be cooking behind. We are following the story.
It's a very big one, because I just said, I remember in this post is it's okay in the write-up here, that it's because of some political, of course, West Nile politics that is trying to, of course, probably go off the hook and make sure that this is there. Two, it is one thing that, of course, we have seen happen when Abramovich was alleged to have been in contact with Putin. He was told to go aside, and still the club was running. So you would be putting your head and know that maybe there's something that is cooking, yes, which is a good one. I believe the person or the club or the boss that is trying to come on board to buy the club will have to make sure that this works out rightly. We are talking about a club that is running on interim CEO, probably we could say. The structure is not yet correct. So now that they have gotten a president, should we say the president that is coming in there is the one that is coming to change things? Maybe is it the person who wants to buy? Now the club is put on market. 200 million is what they want. I heard rumorly, but still it is just, I'm saying something that is there. And we also did see a rumor saying that the Vipers Iron Lady, Mrs. Claria Mlindwa, is one name who is also struggling to see that she buys Arua Hill Sports Club. Those are still rumors moving all over social handles. You know, social media can be truth or lies, so it's still rumor. That's why I'm saying it's a rumor. We are waiting to see how exactly that would be. But of course, I would pray the person getting Arua Hill should be someone who is having the funds to see that they get there. And then Mbabazi did say that he had injected a lot of money from the start of the season in this. I'm also quite a little bit informed that the man Nsubuga was also part of one person who also injected some money to see that now the money is done. Of course, that's why the club is struggling, and a lot of things in there. Where is the part of DI? That's also another trickiness in there. Because if you are the owner, why are you not injecting in the club? Should that give us a say that yes, it is true these two own the club, but what is the criteria that they own the club? So those are the questions I would love to put to you, the viewer, and of course we shall be following these stories rightly. We don't want to give you anything wrong about that or anything against that, but it's one of the biggest story right now trending in the world, I should say. And of course we may see again them in there, because they are saying, according to the story coming in the rumor, that probably if this club is bought, the club will be taken to Kampala to go and play at Buyikwe, former Vipers home, where they were playing before. So you see all this. So but anyway, that is one thing we're looking into right there, and we're waiting to see whether Arua Hill Sports Club will be getting their first win of that is the season under the new president, who of course was already unveiled right into the team right there. But of course at the same time, FUFA Big League yesterday, where we had a sweet encounter between Lugazi and of course the team of Chetume, a game that was so straight to you, and we did see Lugazi of course being held at home by that is Chetume. Outstanding performance. Chetume scored first in the second half, but of course later on we did see Lugazi of course equalizing lately to make sure that things were leveled. Now that is a tough game, we did say yesterday in this, and it gives of course upper hand that clubs are not yet really taking a distance to make sure that they get into better positions yet again.
Yeah, I saw it coming. It is not a shocking result, because I did say, you look at Chetume in the last few games before the draw with Lugazi, they have actually been losing games for fun, and it was going to be the time for them to collect themselves against the team that is only sitting ahead of them by a point. You know, once you don't have that huge points gap between yourselves and the opponent you are facing, it will always give you that energy to see that you avoid the defeat. Matches in Lugazi and the new court, and also their home ground, everything was favoring them. Still, Chetume, I think, was a good side to see that they actually went home with a draw. And Chetume is actually a very good team. If I can also remember, I don't know if I am right, they were actually thrown out of the Star Times Uganda Premier League. Not that they were relegated, but because of financial problems. But they are now fighting to see that they go back to where they are supposed to be. Picking a draw is not all that a bad one. The space is still a point. That means they have gone to that 14 points, and also Lugazi adding a point. That means they are 2 points behind us, Blacks Power. The race is on. It's set to be a good one for them.
It's still getting in there. That was a match at hand, Susie, and probably they are facing on Onduparaka in their next encounter this Friday, and that game will be at Lugazi's home ground, probably right there. What are you expecting from yesterday's result ahead of the next encounter against Onduparaka?
I think Team Lugazi is not doing badly off. If you look at that very game they played yesterday, they still have a few mistakes to correct. Actually, that's what I would say, because normally it surprises that a home team does not collect all the bragging rights of a game that they have at hand while playing at home. But then, just from the statistics you gave us based on the games that went down yesterday, you literally said that they were trailing, and then they came in with a late equalizer to see that they shared points. And then for Chetume, picking a point away, by the way, is something very vital that all teams need to look at. So if you're going away, and it is a big league, trust me, once you end up picking a point, and then it is a very good one for you. Lugazi really need to work hard to see that they also win the game they will be playing on Friday. That is against Onduparaka. And Onduparaka already from the last game they played at home, winning. There is 3-0. To me, I think it's also a very quiet. It keeps the team very energized and very focused to actually win. There is the next game, and to me, I think Onduparaka is very optimistic to see that they actually win. There is the next game on Friday, meaning this is going to be a very test game. Lugazi should do a lot of preparations to see to it that they beat Onduparaka, but then I see also Onduparaka is fully prepared to face this very game on Friday.
So it was a very big encounter yesterday, and probably games that will be coming in the FUFA Big League or the Bet Power. FUFA Big League after yesterday is going to be the game tomorrow against, of course, Mbale Heroes taking on Ndeje University. Then you have match day at 10 or around 10 as Police will be welcoming Blacks Power at their own home, and Lugazi welcomes Onduparaka on 24th as Boma on 26th will be welcoming Chetume, and Calvary will also be at home to welcome Mbale Heroes once again on 20. Of course, 6th, Karo Karunji welcomes Zakataka Football Club on 26th, and Ndeje University welcomes Chiinda Boys as Ginger North will be taking on Chigezi Homeboys right there on 27th. Now, those are some of the big things that will be coming right there. Please, you will always have to pay your moments to see that you follow these games so keenly, because it's one of the biggest games that you will always be making sure that you understand. If you look at how exactly the standings are going on, you would see that this, after yesterday's game, has shown that the team of Police still leads the table with 19 points, as Black Power with 17 right there, and Lugazi with 15 points, probably Chetume with 14 at number 4, and Kataka at number 5 with 13, as of course the team of Mbale Heroes with 13 and Onduparaka with 12 right respectively. Now Boma comes at number 8 with 12, and Chigezi Homeboys with 10, as Karo Karunji with 10, and Team Calvary with 9 right there. Now those are the big talking points